Why do the strongest, most independent men face the toughest decisions? It's no secret that Sigma males, known for their quiet confidence and refusal to conform, walk a path that very few others understand. They value independence over approval and truth over comfort. But these very traits often force them into crossroads that no one else experiences. These aren't ordinary decisions. These are the moments that test a Sigma male's core principles, moments where every choice feels like losing something valuable: betrayal, revenge, sacrifice, and truth. How a Sigma chooses reveals the man he truly is today. We explore 6 hard decisions that every Sigma male faces. These are the choices that shape his story and his legacy. Number 1. Forgive betrayal or cut ties permanently. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." Now imagine a close friend, someone you trusted implicitly betraying you. Would you forgive them and rebuild the connection knowing they could hurt you again, or would you walk away forever, leaving behind the bond you once valued? For Sigma males, betrayal hits differently. They don't trust easily, and when they do, it's all in. Betrayal isn't just a broken promise, it's a fracture of their deeply held belief in human connection. Psychologist Dr. Robert Enright defines forgiveness as the ability to abandon resentment toward those who have wronged us, while forgiveness can bring peace. The Sigma male knows it may also hand power back to the betrayer. Cutting ties, on the other hand, offers finality, but carries the emotional weight of loss. Here's the tricky part for the Sigma male. Both decisions require strength. Forgiveness demands vulnerability, while walking the way requires the courage to endure. Solitude, the choice he makes, shapes not only his relationships but also his view of loyalty and trust moving forward. This decision becomes even harder when the betrayal comes from family or long-term friends. Society often pushes the narrative that blood is thicker than water, that old friendships should be preserved at all costs, but a Sigma must weigh these social expectations against his own principles and peace of mind. The real challenge isn't in making the decision, it's in living with it afterward. Choose forgiveness, and you must rebuild trust, knowing it might shatter again. Choose to cut ties, and you must stand firm when the person tries to re-enter your life, when mutual friends pressure you to reconcile, or when nostalgia tempts you to reconsider. For a Sigma male, this decision ultimately comes down to one question: which choice preserves not just his peace but his integrity? Because sometimes the hardest part isn't forgiving or walking away, it's staying true to whichever decision you make. Number 2. Be more open or face more judgment. The less they know, the more they make up, warns author Robert Greene. For Sigma males, this reality creates a constant tension. More of yourself to stop speculation or maintain privacy, and let others fill in the blanks with their assumptions. Society has a strange way of handling quiet people. When you don't share your life openly, people start making up their own version of your story. Your reserved nature gets labeled as arrogance. Your privacy becomes suspicious. Your independence feels threatening to those who don't understand it. The pressure to open up comes from everywhere. Share more on social media. Talk about your personal life at work. Explain your decisions to everyone who asks. The world seems to demand constant access to your thoughts, feelings, and choices. You've seen it happen. The subtle judgment when you keep things to yourself. The whispers about being mysterious or hard to read. The assumptions that you're hiding something just because you don't share everything. Even close friends sometimes mistake your privacy for lack of trust. Opening up might solve these problems. Share more stories. Explain your thoughts. Let people in on your decision-making process. It could stop the speculation, ease the judgment, make others more comfortable, but at what cost to your own peace? Because here's what others don't understand. Your privacy isn't about them. It's about maintaining the mental space you need to think clearly, process honestly, and live authentically. It's about protecting your energy in a world that constantly demands pieces of you. For a Sigma, this choice comes down to a fundamental question: do you compromise your natural inclination for privacy to make others comfortable, or do you accept their judgment as the price of staying true to yourself? Sometimes the hardest part isn't making the decision, it's being at peace with the consequences, whatever they may be. Number 3. Follow the rules or break them for a greater good. Rules are meant to guide, not to chain, wrote philosopher Marcus Aurelius. This tension between order and progress sits at the core of every Sigma male's mindset. While others blindly follow rules out of habit or fear, Sigma males see them for what they are, human constructs designed for a different time, different circumstances. The old saying goes, rules are written in blood. They exist because someone somewhere paid a price for their absence. But what happens when these same rules become the very barriers to progress, to justice, to necessary change? This is where Sigma males find themselves in a unique position. Their analytical minds see the bigger picture, how some rules serve only to protect outdated systems, maintain unnecessary hierarchies, or prevent positive change. Their independent nature allows them to question what others accept without thought, just because it's a rule never feels like enough of a reason. Society runs on rules, both written and unwritten. Don't rock the boat, stay in your lane. Follow the established path. These invisible guidelines shape most people's lives from cradle to grave, but Sigma males possess what psychologists call ethical autonomy, the ability to evaluate moral choices independently of social pressure. This isn't about becoming a rebel without a cause. It's about understanding when breaking a rule serves a greater purpose than following it, whether it's challenging unfair policies, helping someone despite bureaucratic barriers, or creating new paths where old ones have failed. The real skill lies in discernment, knowing which rules are foundations of civilization and which are merely fences built by fear or convention. Because sometimes the most ethical choice isn't the one in the rulebook. It's the one that serves truth, justice, or progress, even if it means stepping outside the lines. Number 4. Seek revenge or grant undeserved forgiveness. Some say revenge is a dish best served cold, but for a Sigma male, the real question is whether to serve it at all. When someone hurts you deliberately, calculatedly, do you strike back with the same intensity? Or do you rise above, granting a forgiven? They haven't earned and may not even want, ancient philosopher Confucius warned. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Yet there's something in human nature that craves justice, that demands balance be restored. Sigma males often possess the strategic mind to craft the perfect revenge, so this decision becomes even more complex. The path of revenge offers something tempting, the chance to teach a lasting lesson to ensure the other person feels the same pain they inflicted. It's not about emotional outbursts or quick retaliation. A Sigma's revenge would be calculated, precise, and devastating in its execution. But here's the twist. Choosing revenge means dedicating your time, energy, and mental space to someone who wronged you. It means carrying their betrayal longer, letting it shape your actions, becoming a part of their story, rather than focusing on your own undeserved forgiveness. On the other hand, isn't about being weak or letting someone off the book. It's a strategic decision to prioritize your peace over their punishment. It's understanding that sometimes the best revenge is not playing the game at all. The hardest part of this decision is that both choices come with a cost. Choose revenge and you might win the battle but stain your own character. Choose forgiveness and you might preserve your peace but leave a lesson untaught for a Sigma. This decision often comes down to a simple question: which choice lets you continue walking your path without looking back? Because sometimes the real victory isn't in making others pay, but in refusing to let their actions dictate your response. Number 5. Abandon everything for a dream or stay in comfort. Every Sigma faces that moment when his dream stands on one side and his comfort zone on the other. It's the ultimate test of conviction. Are you willing to risk everything you've built for something that might never work out? Imagine you've got a stable job, a comfortable routine, and a life that most people would envy. But deep inside, there's the burning vision. Maybe it's starting your own business, moving to a different country, or pursuing a passion that everyone else calls crazy. The security you've built stands in direct opposition to the greatness you could achieve. For Sigma males, this decision cuts deeper than just weighing pros and cons. Their independent nature and analytical mind often show them opportunities others can't see. But this same independence means they'll have to walk the harder path alone with no guarantee of support or understanding from others. The comfortable choice: whispers, tempting promises, financial security, social approval, a clear path forward. It's the road most traveled, the one your family and friends understand. Stay in your well-paying job, keep your benefits, maintain your status, play it safe. But that dream screams of possibility, of living life on your own terms, of building something that's truly yours. The path is unclear, risky, and lonely, but it's the only one that aligns with your deepest values. Here's what makes this decision particularly hard for these men. They see through the illusion of security that comfort provides. They understand that playing it safe carries its own risks. The risk of regret, of wondering what if, of looking back and knowing you chose fear over faith in yourself. The hardest part is that this isn't a one-time decision. That dream will keep calling, getting louder with each passing year, and each time the Sigma male must choose between the person he is and the person he could become. Number 6. Expose a shady boss or suffer in silence every day. You walk into that office, you feel your dignity being stripped away, piece by piece. Your boss isn't just demanding, he's a masterful manipulator who's turned your dream job into a psychological battlefield, unpaid overtime, disguised as being a team player taking credit for your work, while criticizing you in public. Last-minute demands that wreck your personal plans, followed by several threats about job security. If you push back for a Sigma male, this isn't just about bad management, it's about watching your self-respect erode with each passing day. Your boss knows you're competent, which makes you a threat, so he works to undermine your confidence, gaslight your reality, and make you question your own worth. The evidence is there: the illegal practices, the paper portrayal of abuse, the documented pattern of harassment. One email to HR or one anonymous tip to the right authorities could bring the whole house of cards tumbling down. You could expose everything and you'd probably be justified. But here's the brutal reality. Whistleblowers often find themselves blacklisted. Their careers derailed. The system has a way of protecting its own. Even with evidence, it's your word against someone with more connections, more influence, and more resources to make your life difficult. Staying silent means watching your boss continue to exploit others, knowing you had the power to stop it. It means swallowing your pride daily, playing the game while looking for an exit strategy. It means carrying the weight of compromise for a Sigma male. This decision cuts to the core of his values. Is preserving your career worth the cost to your integrity? Can you live with yourself knowing you chose safety over truth? Because either way, there's no going back. Once you make your choice, the truth is, sometimes there are no clean solutions, only the choice between different kinds of scars.